Shay Renee. So let's just get into it, shall we? Oh, this view. I don't like it. Can y'all hear me? This video looks terrible. Hold on, am I focused too much? Trying to fix this camera, y'all. Okay, there we go. I'm like, damn, I'm all the way in the damn camera. All right, hold on. We coming in with technical difficulties. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Shay Renee. And we are back to talk about Nelly and Ashanti, okay? But voice, let me make sure y'all can hear me. We are back to talk about I hear myself. Nelly and Ashanti, okay? All right, so I was driving around the internet, y'all, okay, like I always do. And I saw some things about, how the people was feeling about the Nelly and Ashanti stuff. So I decided, let's go on and talk about it, because it seemed like a lot of people got a lot to say about these people's relationship. And at the end of the day, I don't know if anybody has actually watched the entire series. I watched the entire series, and I have my own opinions about what to go on between the two of them, okay? And it's not necessarily that Nelly is some absentee father. I mean, I just think that women as a whole, unfortunately, we get a thought set in our heads. We see, the father is not there trying to change all the diapers and doing all the things. And then we automatically blame the woman for, going back and finding the man that she should have got rid of. And it's like, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. A lot of the women that are talking about, oh, Ashanti should have left him where he was at. Girl, you ain't got no man either. So you over here bitter over somebody else in their situation with their baby daddy. And it don't have shit to do with you. But I'm going to play y'all a video of this lady that made me actually think about, like, why do people care? Why are people all in Nelly and Ashanti's business? Let me pull this up, y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen from Instagram. All right, Instagram. Share. All right, here we go. All right, let's listen to this young lady give her opinion that ain't nobody asked her shit. Because I'm like, girl, you... Wow. Let me take this thing down.
This may be an unpopular opinion, but when it comes to this Ashanti and Nelly reality show and their relationship, I don't feel sorry for Ashanti. At all, actually. When it comes to women settling for men who are so clearly beneath or having their kids, I only tend to reserve empathy for when these women are young. Because with youth brings naivete and ignorance. You haven't been around long enough, you haven't had enough experiences, and you make this decision based off that lack of information and knowledge. But you see, Ashanti was in her 40s when What the Nelly spun the block on her, and she accepted the invite. And her first experience of What the Nelly was very much What the Helly. So it's not like she didn't have a preview into what being with him would be like. You mean to tell me in all this time between her and Nelly first being together and now, she didn't date any other dude? She didn't get played by any other dude. There wasn't any other lessons she learned in those 20-something years. Ashanti made a choice. A very much 40-plus grown-ass woman-ass choice. She knew exactly who Nelly was 20 years ago, and she knows exactly who he is now. And the fact that y'all are talking about, well, she didn't support him performing for Rumpelstiltskins. If she didn't support it, she wouldn't be with him. She might not like it, but she sure enough sat right next to him through the entirety of it. They ain't divorced, are they? Okay. While I can understand why y'all want to be upset with him on her behalf, you will have to excuse me if I sit that one out, because I refuse to be mad for a woman who's 40 plus and who took back a dude who played her 20 years ago, who is currently facing rape allegations that paid off one of the victims, who got arrested shortly after her giving birth, or was it before, who knows, and who is now looking her in the face and saying, until that kid can talk, I ain't concerned with him. Who also performed Rumpelstiltskins. She's sitting right there, baby. No divorce papers, separation papers filed whatsoever. What do I look like being mad on her behalf? Child, please. This may be an unpopular opinion, but when it comes to this Ashanti and Nelly reality show and their relationship.
Look here, Cindy Noir, or whoever you are. That's who this is. The person that's giving her unsolicited opinion. Okay. Let's just go ahead and break this down. First and foremost, I'm not about to divorce my husband because he performed for Trump. Like, why the hell would anybody even sit here and think that that is divorce worthy? Clearly, let me tell y'all why Nelly performed for, as she calls them, Rumpelstiltskins, okay? Nelly performed for Trump because Ashanti is acting like she can't work no more because she had a baby. Now, all these women out here that done raised babies, several babies at a time, worked 85 million jobs while they was raising their children, okay? Now, on one hand, y'all want to get all mad at women because, oh, you know, so many women have done it and you complaining and this, that, and the third. But then when they have a man, but the man wants to do it a certain way, and he has the means and the money to help you with your hypochondriac ways with this baby. Because, oh yes, Ashanti is doing the absolute most with this baby. Okay, 1000%. I was annoyed watching her with the baby, and I have my own damn child. Okay, here's the thing. As a mother of one child, okay, and I think that they're thinking of having another, and Ashanti is at a high risk age, right, for having children, but nevertheless, a lot of especially Black women are having children later in life, or what most would consider later in life, in their 40s. Okay, so if they want to continue to have children, that's on them. But if she continues to have children with Nelly, that's her business. Nelly is 50 years old. 50 years old. Okay. Now, just like she had to settle upon some things, getting back with him, he had to settle upon the idea of having another child. Nelly has 4 children. Actually, he has 2 biological children, but the other 2 he raised because his sister unfortunately passed away. So he raised her children. Okay? They are grown. They are in their late 20s, early 30s. Okay? So they are super grown. So for him to start over at 50, you got to think about how this man is feeling. Also, Ashanti and Nelly were humpa-doing and doing all the things, slapping shoes and whatnot, all the time before they had a baby. Okay? So before this baby came, and mind you, even with this baby, all I see is all 32 of Ashanti's teeth. That lady is not upset, so why the hell are we? And this man said that he's going to give her all the nannies that she needs. And the reason why he's telling her that is because Ashanti, again, has been a hypochondriac. Okay? She has been helicopter mom with this baby. She don't want to leave to go and do any jobs. She was offered the Motown Christmas thing, right? It was a whole thing. She want to hurry up and rush through her parts so that she could get home and be with her baby. She's pumping. I mean, she is exclusively breastfeeding for the most part. So she didn't want to get home because she didn't want to not have enough milk for her baby. Now, as a woman that exclusively breastfed, right, I had to go to work during the day after my 6 weeks of being off work. So guess what? When my breast swelled up, I pumped and I saved milk. We bought a deep freezer because we had so much milk. Maybe she doesn't know that, hey, when the baby is done eating, you can continue to pump. Your body thinks that the baby is still eating, so it's going to continue to replenish for the baby to get more milk. So you pump, freeze it. So for times where you have to go work and you can't take your baby, or you don't want to take your baby on a flight, which is understandable, you can freeze your milk. Okay. I was a first-time mom at one point too, but I wasn't, and this is no shade to first-time moms, okay? No shade to first-time moms, because I was one. And I only have one kid, okay? I was helicopter mom for like the first 3 weeks. And after that, I was so damn tired. I was like, come on over. I was acting like the second kid. Okay, the second kid mom. Like, come on over here. Oh, you want to hold the baby? Here, I'm going to go take a nap. Because at this point, this baby, my mama, when she came over here, my cousins, my aunties that had a bunch of kids, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all got a whole bunch of. My mama came from my grandmother had 12 kids. Okay, she know what she doing. She had 3 of us. Come on over here. Thank you, mama. Help me with this baby. Help me, please. My husband, yeah, I was pumping out milk so that he can feed the baby. At first, he felt like he couldn't feed the baby, our son, because I was exclusively breastfeeding. But then I said, I gotta do what to make sure I have milk? Baby, every 2 hours, I was waking up. I'm talking about in the middle of the night. I woke up every 2 hours to pump so that I could make sure my son had enough milk and so that somebody else could hold him. Again, that's what I decided to do. Okay? Me and my family. So who are we to sit up here and tell this lady what she needs to be doing and what she should be making her husband do? My husband was afraid to hold my son in the beginning because he was so little. But then he was like, this is my son. I want to hold him. And at first I wouldn't really let him hold him because I was like, oh, I got to feed him. I got to do this. Like, I was very protective of him. But then I broke out of that. But that's me. I'm not about to tell this lady what to do with her baby. But Ashanti was on there giving up jobs, not wanting to work. She don't want to, she's very, very attached to her baby. So much so that Nelly, anytime he said in the show, this is how I know people didn't even watch the show, because he said in the show, I'm not going to pick him up until he's able to walk and talk. Because every time I try to go and pick up the baby, you act like I haven't had my own kids. He said that. So every time he tries to help her, she don't want the help. Or he feels like she's not appreciative, or she's hesitant for him to really help with the baby. But then now she's complaining about him not changing the baby's diapers and all this and the third. Listen, this is reality TV, okay? They have to have some type of drama, I guess, to keep y'all in tune, because all of this Nelly Ashanti not wanting to work and she don't want to do this, but you sign a contract to go and do these jobs, but then at the last minute you being flighty, like you don't want to go do the work. And that's messed up, because now you're going to create a bad reputation for yourself. This baby needs to be taken care of. And Nelly can only rap underlay, mama, so many times before somebody stopped caring, okay? So while people still care about y'all songs from back in the day, you might want to take the projects while you can, okay? Especially y'all was on here trying to buy $200,000-$300,000 beds, child. Okay, but let me see who's in this chat. The way that my camera is, y'all, I'm looking at the camera, but the computer is down here. So let me see who has joined me thus far. What's up? Linda Gamble is in the building, the hardest working woman in the whole of YouTube. Okay, she's telling y'all all the ways to support the channel. Please and thank you. I appreciate you. Miss B is in the building. She says, hello, Shay, Miss Linda in the chat. What's up? What's up, sis? How you bees? Thank you for joining. Angie B says, hi, Shay mods in chat. What's up, Angie B? Thank you so much for watching. Charel Monae says, hey, Shay Renee Online. What's up, Charel Monae? How you bees, friend? Angie B is laughing. My girl D is in the building. D says, hey, Shay. What's up, D? D says, hello, everyone. And D says, that's right. Nelly can miss me cooning for Agent Orange. Listen, I don't agree with Nelly performing. When I first heard that he was performing for the Trumpster, I listen, while I don't agree with it, grown people make their own decisions, right? And I don't believe that Nelly was doing it because that is his political choice, right? But I believe that he did it because it's another job. Nelly just literally looked at that as, listen, this is another paycheck. I'm just going to go do this project. My wife over here, I need 5 nannies to help her with her, anxiety where it comes to this baby. I'm going to have to keep on working because the way she acting, it ain't working. I got to do what I got to do. And that was the decision that he made. So, hey, that's on him. Got to suffer the consequences at this point in the scrutiny. Miss B says, I think they business is they business. You and me both, Miss B. You and me both, okay? Because what I'm not about to do, I ain't going over there to change the baby diapers. I know that's for damn sure. Natural Virgo says, I enjoyed the show. People need to sit down and worry about their own toxic. Thank you, Natural Virgo. Thank you. Worry about their own toxic relationships, period, okay? My girl Kalani Harrelson is in the building. She says, hey, Shay and Chad. What's up, Kalani? How you bees? Caramel Kisses is here. She says, didn't she do a whole performance on the show? LOL, that's work. Right. She did do the performance. She ended up doing a performance. The Motown show. She was saying, it was like 2 episodes where it was like she was hemming and hawing about going. But her mother pretty much influenced her to go. She was like, listen, we done already signed this contract, and that's not good business for you to not do it. So she ended up going, but she was, remember earlier, I don't know when you came in, but I was talking about how she was kind of rushing through getting it done because she wanted to hurry up and get back on a plane to get back home before her baby woke up because she, she didn't think that he was going to have enough milk. So, yeah, she did a performance on the show for sure. Linda Gamble says, hello, Angela B. And then Charel Monae says, helicopter mom. Yeah, she is definitely a helicopter mom. Faux show. Okay. Faux show. D says, there is no excuse for Nelly performing for that man. None. No, it's not divorce worthy unless he really supports him. Now, if you supporting him, then I got to go. Because that type of stuff, what else do you believe in? But me personally, I don't think he should have done the performance. But after seeing the show, I think I kind of have an idea as to why he did it. But, at the end of the day, child, that's his choice. That's what he done already did it now. Kalani Harrelson says, I'm still off Nelly for that dumb Trump shit, but I'm not married to him. That's her problem, right? Exactly, Kalani. But not cause for divorce. Yeah, no, I don't think it's cause for divorce. But again, that's them. Natural Virgo says, Nelly can perform for whoever. Okay, listen. That's how I feel. Like, I don't even care. Because, child, we canceled poor Chrisette Michelle for years, okay? She ain't been able to smell a performance since then. So, it's really, I don't know, y'all. It's really interesting to me how we can condemn these people for making poor choices or making mistakes or whatever, and we want to cancel people. But it's all about for what, it's certain shit. Like, we don't cancel people completely for being just bum ass individuals overall, but we want to cancel Nelly because he did a performance, which is what he does. He performs. He does shows. Like, somebody was gonna get the money. So I don't know. I'm not knocking nobody else for their opinion, but for me, I'm just indifferent. I don't feel no different about him changing diapers than I do about him doing that performance. It don't matter to me. Long as he ain't vote for the ninja, which at this point we don't know who voted for who. Because some of the people that didn't do the performance probably voted for his ass. So I don't know, but it is what it is. Nelly said he not 50, he 49.999 LOL. That is hilarious. Am I frozen, y'all? It looks like I'm frozen. Salutations. Yep, I am definitely frozen. That is ugly. Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. 99 LOL. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, I'm frozen. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna take myself off the screen because I don't know why I'm frozen like that and frozen in time. But anyway, Kalani said, I don't watch their show. I'm just here. I appreciate you being here, though, Kalani. Your opinion matters to me at all times, whether you watch the show or not. Thank you so much for watching. Natural Virgo says Ashanti is happy. Yeah, I mean, she seems happy to me too. Listen, she like it, I love it. It is what it is. And the man said, listen, how many nannies you want? Let's do it. Miss B says, thank you, because who don't want a nanny, let alone 2 or 3? Exactly. I mean, hell, the WP folk, they be having night nannies and night nurses and all this, that, and the third. Like, they have help, so why can't we? If she got a man that's going to pay for it all, go right ahead. Do what you can do, girl. Knock yourself out. Natural Virgo says she is not upset. She is not upset about that performance. I don't think so. Really on the show, her mother was the one that was the most upset. Hey, Kim I, how you be? She says, hey, Shay in chat. But Natural Virgo, yeah, Ashanti's mom was upset because she went back in time and history about, why she felt the way she felt about what Nelly was doing and this, that, and the third. And I totally can understand that. Hold on, can y'all hear me? All right, can y'all hear me now? I don't know why it took me off the stage at first. Let me see. Okay, y'all can hear me. I hear it. All right, let me see if this camera gonna work. Oh, child, I'm still frozen, child. Why couldn't I at least be smiling or something when I was frozen, child? Anyway, Caramel Kisses says, I can't blame her, at least her as a first-time mom. Sorry, and I have too. No, I get it. Listen, I am the last person to judge anybody where it comes to how they manage their children, because Lord knows everybody in my family think my son is spoiled D rotten. Okay, spoiled the rotten. Okay, everybody in my family thinks that. So it is what it is. Here's another video of Ashanti talking about he not changing diapers.
Together. The wife and mommy side of me is like, Let me call Live Nation because I don't like this at all. Now, the wife side of me and mommy side of me is a little sad. You know, daddy's gonna be gone for a long time.
I think it'll be fine.
Just the baby. It's a lot.
Well, listen, it's all you. I ain't gonna even lie. You know, I ain't got nothing for him.
Absolutely not, I know.
Until he can say, I'm hungry, until he can say, I need to use the bathroom, it's going to be a lot easier to happen. But as soon as he started walking, I told him, I said, enjoy it. Because as soon as he gets to walking and talking, he went to crew.
I'm trying to understand how is it that you just sleep through when he starts crying?
Do y'all really be up at night? I heard about it.
You know what? I'm split about.
Listen here, Ashanti. I feel like what I'm getting is I'm getting rebelliousness from Nelly in this moment. I think that Nelly is upset that Ashanti is giving the baby all of this attention because he says several times in the episode that he feels like, he lost his girlfriend, like they were like boyfriend, girlfriend type stuff, always all up on each other, going to each other's shows and all this, that, and the third. But now that they have the baby is taking up a lot of her time. And he understands that she always wanted a baby, but he's feeling left out. So his feelings are important too. And I think that he is acting out in this moment. I really do. I think that he's acting out because he feels like she's not attending to him the way that he feels that she should. And he's actually told her this. But she's just kind of like, oh, he'll be all right. You should understand it's a baby. The baby needs more attention than you. And he even admits, I understand that he needs a lot of your time. And, this is our kid. But damn, like, I feel like you forget a brother. And, that's just growing pains that they're going to have to go through with their relationship. And it's like she wants him to stick around all the time. She don't want him to work and be in the house with her with the baby all the time. But we have to listen. We have to be realistic, okay? As women, you got to take your emotions out of it, okay? If y'all are just in the house with this baby all the time, you're not making any money, your lifestyle is going to change. And it's going to change drastically. Because in order to remain rich, I know they probably have a lot of money, but in order to remain rich, it's expensive to be them. You can't just walk down the street all the time without no protection or go wherever you want to go whenever you feel like. You can't just live in regular housing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to live in gated communities, live in secured buildings because people are crazy. So if y'all turning down jobs left and right and you ain't doing nothing to work, it's not reality to think that y'all can just live in some baby bubble. You know what I mean? Like, I do agree that he should be somewhat hands-on with the child, but I believe wholeheartedly that this stuff has been discussed prior to them having a baby. I think that Ashanti has to know that, listen, girl, your man, honey. Your man. But let's listen to what they talked about in this interview with the Shay.
Just watching her go through it, because I know what this truly meant to her. I know she's always wanted kids. And I know when you're in this business, sometimes timing cannot work. And some artists have went their whole lives through this business and never get a chance to see that or never get a chance to experience that. So watching her go through it, I'm in a sense living vicariously through her, but letting her know, she knows I'm here. She knows she has the support. She knows whatever she needs to provide, and that includes nannies. So as many nannies as we can have, kids, I'm good.
Had kids, they're grown, so in a sense you're starting over. What are you doing differently now?
I'm pretty much on cruise control with parenting at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a Tupac. I just told him I don't use the word granddad. You know what I'm saying? I told him, he said, call me granddaddy. He is out of the will. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, just watching her go through it, because I know what this truly meant to her. I know she's always wanted kids. And I know when you're in this business, sometimes timing cannot work. And some artists have went their whole lives through this business and never get a chance to see that or never get a chance to experience that. So watching her go through it, I'm in a sense living vicariously through her, but letting her know, yo, she knows I'm here. She knows she has the support. She knows whatever she needs to provide, and that includes nannies. So as many nannies as we can have.
So there you have it. He's saying he's there to support her. However, you know, as a person that has gone through it, been there, kind of done that or whatever, and he knows that this is something that she always wanted to do. He's like, listen, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have as many nannies as you want. I don't even want to be called grandpa, okay? But I want to be called Tupac. You know what I mean? Like second dad type stuff. Like not, you know, he has I think he has one grandchild because his daughter had a son. But listen, Nelly is probably in some midlife crisis stage right now, 50 years old, but starting over with a new baby. That, yeah, we like, listen, ladies, we have got to stop just thinking about ourselves. We have to think about how the stuff that we do affects the men too. And I feel like in this relationship, they've discussed that. And it can't be, and Ashanti has done a lot of things in this relationship where she's kind of changing her mind. Like they discussed, I think I have a clip of when they discussed living in New York or St. Louis. He told her from the beginning that he does not want to live in New York. He said from the start, I told you I'm not living in New York. Because she started talking about oh, well, what about schools for KK? You know, I want him to go to school in New York and, you know, that'll be great. And he's like, why are we even having this discussion? Because before we got married, I told you that we need to live in we need to live in St. Louis. And I feel like Nelly feels this way because he has businesses and he does the lion's share of the performing between the two of them. And I believe he's the one that's bringing in a lot of the money. So he's like, listen, I am the one that's making all the money. You bring your tail to St. Louis, ma'am. Okay, because that's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna provide. So let me provide you a space here in the home that we have in St. Louis. Get with it, and you can get you a flight to New York to see your family as many times as you want to. Hell, bring them to our house because he understands that that Ashanti is very close to her family, and he said he even admires that. But because she's so attached to her family, that doesn't mean that now he needs to uproot his life when he's the breadwinner. Ms. B says, I need to know some of this woman tea so we can judge her past choices. And a few of her current ones. She need to stay out of their business. They said they happy, boo. Exactly. Enough said. Okay, I feel you. I 1000% agree. D. Herfer says, my sister still laughs at me because I left my 3-week-old with her to go to a meeting and never checked in. She's a mother of 4. I wasn't worried. See, that's what I'm talking about, D. I agree with you. Why am I checking on somebody that they done been there, done that? Y'all done had all these kids and all of them healthy from what I see. I ain't never see you drop none of your kids. I seen you do your kids right. So I know you're gonna do my child right. You know, why am I being helicopter mom over a mama that done been there, done that? Caramel Kisser says, but husband was very hands-on, so I guess it's a case-to-case basis. Yeah, and my husband was, and that's the thing, you know, it's all about different relationships and how they're set up, because my husband was very hands-on too. He even spoke to me about, you know, can you make sure that you pump so that I can feed him too? I don't want him to be exclusively on your breast because I want to be able to feed my son too. And he probably changed more diapers than me. So, you know, but it's case by case. And also we ain't rich and, you know, got all this help and got to be performing and flying around the world doing this and doing that. I get up, go clock in, come home. So, you know, it's just different strokes for different folks kind of deal. Kim I says, thank you, Shay. I get new motherhood, but life still moves after. If she doesn't want Nelly to take jobs, then make a way. Exactly. Thank you, Kim. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like that is all I'm saying, because we cannot live in la la land. We just cannot. Angie B says, I know that's right, D. I was the same way when my sister had my son. Child, listen. Okay, well, my friends are having babies in their 40s now, and they bring their kids over here and leave them, and we just be like, okay. And they go on their dates with their husband or wife, depending on which friend it is, and they come back at their kid, and we good to go. I love the drop off and come and pick up type deal, because having another kid at this point for me, I'll just borrow other people's children. That seems to work for me these days. Caramel Kisses says, I think everyone blew this whole thing up just trying to find all the flaws in their spin the block situation. Yeah, I agree, because I think that a lot of people were so engrossed in their relationship. Like, oh, they're so adorable, they're so cute, and they're so perfect. We really should learn not to idolize these couples on the internet, because every time you idolize these couples, because Lord knows, I pray don't nothing ever happen between Sierra and Russell Wilson, child, because people really gonna flip their shit, okay? They gonna lose their minds if something happened. But people are human. Things happen. Things happen behind the closed doors that we will never see or know about. And it's just all the thing, like what my girl Kim, I say, mind your business. That's all. Mind your business, okay? And Miss B said it best. That lady happy. She happy. Why we weren't? Natural Virgo says, exactly. The show needs drama for the show. Exactly. That's why I said some of this stuff was just dragged out for, their own purposes. Just to, try to get people to watch and be in suspense. D. Herfer says, you sign a contract, but it's different when the baby is here. I didn't want to go back to work after my 3 months, but I had to. Yeah, and so that's the thing, D. I didn't want to go back to work after 6 weeks, because I feel like 6 weeks is not enough time. I could have taken 12 weeks. Hell, I could have taken 18 weeks, but I wasn't going to get paid. So I had to think about, okay, I have this little baby now that needs to be taken care of. Do I work through my attachment right now, or, think about how I'm going to provide for my kid? And so we ended up having to go to work, So I'm like, as much as I would love to figure out a way to stay here with my son and just be with him all day, and I don't want to have to put him in daycare, but I was blessed because my mom wasn't working at the time. And so we were able to, I said, I would rather pay my mother than to pay a daycare. And she didn't even want me to pay her, but I paid my mother, because I'm like, I'm going to give you something. I don't care what you say. I wasn't one of those kids that's like taking, and not that you're taking advantage, but anyway, my mom watched my son until he was 3 years old. Then we put him in daycare when he was 3, because for me, I felt more comfortable, because then he was potty trained and he could talk. So if anything happened, he could share with me what was going on, because I just didn't trust in that aspect, everything, people were doing. So that's just me. So Ashanti don't get no passes from me. Girl, you got 85 nannies and all these family members that you're so close with. There's somebody around that you trust to take care of your baby. Go do your job. Like, fly, do your concert, and come back. It's that simple. Now, ain't nobody telling you to accept a whole tour while your baby is an infant, but God dog it, you have to figure it out. And just like she making people drive across the world because she don't feel comfortable with the baby being on an airplane, which I get it up to a certain extent. But it's like, dang, the man buying you tour buses so that y'all can drive everywhere because you don't feel comfortable. He's doing all these things to accommodate you. All this scrutiny he's getting in the media is just too much. That's just me. Sonia Goudry is in the building. What's up, Sonia? How you bees? Thank you so much for joining us. Charel Monae says, oh, IPV ADDT. I mean, I miss you, friend. Hey, how you doing? She says, hey, Shay, what's up? Charel Monae says, Ashanti and her mom were not happy with Nelly for that. Oh, no, they were not happy, honey. Ashanti was not happy either. somebody earlier said Ashanti didn't care. She really was. She was like, do you have to do this? Like, I don't think it's a good idea. What will people think? That type of stuff. But Nelly was just real passive about it. And I think that Nelly was also being a bit rebellious because he just feels like, oh, you're getting your way with everything. You got this baby. You don't give me no attention. This, that, and the third. You know what? F y'all opinion. I'm going to go do what I want to do. He just seems sort of rebellious in certain ways. And I can see that probably was an issue in their relationship previously. But I think Ashanti is resilient and she knows her man just like he knows her. She's being rebellious with certain stuff, doing what she want to do, and he doing it too. But at the end of the day, they meet in the middle somewhere to figure it all out. So that's what it is. Charel Monae says, I enjoyed the show too. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a really cute little show. D. Herfer says, their business is not the business when they go on a reality. Their business is not their business when they go on a reality show. I agree with you. I like Ashanti and pray he doesn't hurt her, but Nelly can now and forever miss me. And so can the rest that performed for Agent Orange. Listen, my girl gonna stand on her square, okay? Ain't nobody knocking her off her square when it comes to Agent Orange. She ain't playing, okay? Fuck Nelly for performing for Trump. Linnell Siler says, hi, what's up? Thank you so much for joining. Angie B says, they need money. Nelly sold his catalog and Ashanti wants to stay home. See? Yeah, that's probably why he out here doing performance after damn performance. D. Herford says, Nelly had just re-released Apple Bottom jeans before the performance. I wonder how that's going. I don't have an Apple Bottom, but I was ready to support. Yeah, I never, you know what, y'all? I have a confession. I really wasn't fooling with them pants back in the day. Back in the day, you catch me in some Sergio Valentes, some Parasucos, those were the jeans that I was wearing. But Apple Bottom, I wasn't really looking for a big old apple to be on my ass. But I was going to buy some to support because, I just want to support a Black-owned business, him starting back up and trying to create something for the community. We'll see. I'm going to see what the design's looking like. Erica Fielder says, I have the show on now. Hope it works out and that they are happy. All of these people with negative opinions have spent the block multiple times and put up with more dumb ish. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it be people out here with broke baby daddies, broke ass boyfriends, people that ain't SHI and ain't gonna be at SHI, and you still going back with them. Just spinning the block several times. This man ain't good for you, but you keep on with it. Keep keeping on. But you got all this advice for all these people on the internet. It's crazy to me. Crazy. D. Herford says it's not just about the performance. No, I get it. I think a lot of people, it's not just the performance for them. I think they feel like, if this represents doing anything for this person that's sitting in office and thinks that he sits on high next to Jesus the Christ, he is unraveling so many freedoms of in our world right now. He done just messed up Medicaid and all this, that, and the third. He's intentionally doing things to make it hard for the middle class and below. And for you to perform for somebody like that, it says, I agree with these behaviors and these tactics. Just because you didn't vote for them doesn't mean that it doesn't. This isn't a good way to show that you are not in support of the shenanigans and the tactics. So I get what you're saying, D. It's just, for me, grown people gonna do what grown people gonna do. And guess what? He made a grown-ass man decision, and now he got to deal with these grown-ass consequences of how a lot of people like you feel, about his decisions. Kalani says, yes. Oh, I was frozen. Yeah, y'all. I was looking too crazy. Let me see if I'm still frozen. Hold on. And I am. That skin is skinning though, y'all. Look at that skin. Look at that 7th Avenue pure glow. I wish I was at least smiling or something. Hell. I don't know why this thing frozen like that. My girl Gabby Janice is here. What's up, Gabby? And those beautiful dimples. She says, hey, Shay, Nelly voted for 47 because rich people don't have the same problems as regular folks. And he said he respects the office. If Ashanti likes it, I love it. Ooh, child, not him voting for him. Girl, no. Baby, no. Now that I don't agree with. But, hey, different strokes for different folks, child. He decided to do what he wanted to do. So now he got to suffer the consequences. I'm going to turn my other camera on, y'all, because I think the one I was using done died on me. Hold on, let me see. I'm going to fix the con. Kalani says, sorry, Sonya. Me too, Kalani. Oh, what y'all talking about? Oh, Dee says she can hear. Audio's working. Okay, from this clip alone, you can tell she's stressing out. Yeah, you know what? Let me say this. Having kids is stressful, period, child. It really is. And I think that Ashanti has decided to deal with some conditions that I don't think she wholeheartedly agrees with. I really, truly believe that. I think that Ashanti really does want a man that's going to be there for her and help her with the kid. At first, she probably was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. I can, I'll deal with it. It is what it is. But now she like, well, actually, I do want somebody to be there for me. Actually, I do want you to help me with this baby. But it's like, I don't know, child. Like I said, that's their relationship. They gonna be over there doing what they want to do. But as for me in this house, you gonna help with this baby, okay? Yeah, you help me make it. You're gonna help me take care of it. Gabby Janice says, I wish they would have left their relationship to the imagination. I do too. Honestly, I agree, Gabby. I wish that they would have just stay mysterious. Let people think that y'all are like crazy in love, and that's just what it is. And maybe Ashanti was like, I don't really want to do no performances, but I'll accept a job doing this because they can film me in my house. So I can make a check while I'm in the house watching my baby. But then she's covering the baby's face up. She don't want nobody to see it. So, I get it, y'all, because people are crazy. It's a lot of crazy people out here. And she already feeling some type of way as a new mom. So I get it. Kalani Harrelson says she's probably stressed because she's worried about if he's going to be faithful while he's gone. Her emotions are all over the place at this time. Yeah, and I can see that too. Especially if he's cheated on her in the past. But I don't know I don't know if their relationship has evolved into a high level of trust where she may not feel like that. But yeah, when you have a kid, child, your hormones are all over the place. D. Herford says, oh, is that his excuse for gambling and popping? Ooh, not popping pills. Child. Now, I know he was gambling because he said on the show that he likes to gamble, but apparently he always wins. A lot of the people in his family love to gamble, and they that's just one of their pastimes, to go to the casino. Let me tell you something. I don't got enough money to be gambling and wasting. No, sir, no, ma'am. Maybe I ain't got enough money to be gambling because, child, I have a very addictive personality for one thing. So I'm not trying to be out here gambling. That's the biggest thing. And two, people get caught up in the rapture of if I just play one more dollar, if I just do one more thing, and then one ends up 10,000, and then you done lost your shirt. He probably ain't lose his shirt at 10 grand, but child, I don't play with my money. I ain't got it to play with. So he's a grown-ass man. Then help her and he can get some attention back. This ain't his first rodeo. It's not. But you know what? Honestly, D, even though it's not his first rodeo, I don't believe he was super hands-on with his kids, because When he was having children at a younger age, he was traveling and doing stuff with the St. Lunatics. So he may have had that same kind of mindset with his previous baby mama. So who knows? Who knows? He's in a selfless competition with a defenseless baby. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head, Gabby. He is over there competing with a baby. And that's in itself is childish. Like, Nelly, you trying to prove a point, but your own son is like collateral damage throughout this whole process. He's a baby. He ain't gonna remember none of this stuff. Well, now he will because it's on TV. But help her with the baby. I mean, you know, or not. I don't know, child. Natural Virgo says Ashanti is obsessed with her baby. It's cute. She was wearing mama merch. Yeah, she love that little baby. That's her world right now. She's going to change over and evolve over time. Kalani Harrelson says Ashanti is good on money. She receives residuals and publishing credit from the various songs she has written for other people. Oh, good. Well, there you go. And I think she owns her masters. Tanae says, I think. Hold on, y'all. I think this is all for the show. She probably has a nanny, and I'm sure he is connected to the baby off of camera. Yeah, I don't see this man just not holding his baby at all. That would be weird. And as a mother, that would just be so, you think I'm not showing you a lot of love right now? That would be so unattractive to me for you to just be denouncing and not caring for my baby at all. That's crazy. Tanae says Nelly is good on money. His net worth is 70 million. Child, listen, I learned them net worths on the internet. We gotta take them jokers with a grain of salt. But I hope that's true. And he's continuing to do more things to continue to make more money. So, hey, they like it. I love it. Kalani Harrelson says, well, there you have it. They are not hurting for money. Not at all. But see, that's the thing, y'all. 70 million for us, it's a lot. It's a lot of money, right? But when I'm telling you, when Taraji P. Henson broke that thing down, she was like, y'all look at it like, oh, I made, $12 million for a movie that I did. Okay. But when I only end up walking away with $1 million of it, because by the time I got to pay these people, pay this person, pay that, pay for this, pay for that, then I end up walking away with not much of the money. So I'm like, dang, they're going and doing these performances, but you got so many hands in the pots. Then you think about it, it's like we push celebrities to feel that they have to live a certain way because people feel so entitled to their presence. You know what I'm saying? Like I always use the guy that used to be on the Cosby Show as an example. When people saw him working at Harris Teeter, just because he was on the Cosby Show for a long period of time, people may have looked at him like he made a whole bunch of money and that he should live a certain way, but it's expensive to live certain places or live, period. So he was bagging groceries at Harris Teeter and people were taking pictures of him and making fun of him on the internet and this, that, and the third. But, good for him. He ended up getting, I think he has a reoccurring role on Law and Order or something like that now. But just look how people treated that situation. It's a lot of people that get out here and once they become a celebrity, right, from what we consider being a celebrity in the public eye, people feel like they can't do certain things because they're going to be judged. Then your mental and emotional health is attacked, So a lot of these stars feel like they have to continue working so that they don't ever get in a bind or in a situation where, things ain't as good as it used to be. So D. Herfer says, lame. Look at Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. 2 kids, pregnant again, working, traveling, and supporting each other. There you go. Well, you got a point there. But again, different strokes for different folks. And Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are also in their mid 30s. Nelly is 50 and has 4 grown children, and Ashanti is in her early to mid 40s, and she didn't have any children. So it's 2 different dynamics here. Then you got Rihanna, who is a multi-billionaire, and she has a whole makeup line. People always going to want skincare and makeup products. Nelly and Ashanti out here performing. I don't know if they have product deals or whatever, something that's residual that they, you know, people need. At some point, I don't know if they necessarily going to need to see Nelly and Ashanti singing or rapping. So you can't do that forever. So that's maybe why he's moving into this apple bottom stuff. But something that's residual that can continue. It's a need. People always need clothes. Mrs. Boss Chick says that's a lot. He has already done that. That's a big deal to start over. Yeah, it is. Let me tell y'all something. That's why I don't have any more children, because having a baby, I think about my lifestyle. That's another thing. People are really, really downplaying how much it changes your life. It really changes your life having a baby, especially if you're a person that's used to being able to get up and go. Like my son can come down here and get himself something to drink. He can, hell, for the most part, grab himself something to eat. He can go to the bathroom. He can do a lot of things on his own. So to start over with a little baby with all the things that I got going on, that would be so taxing for me. And it would be almost selfish for my child. It would be selfish for me to have a kid, because I wouldn't be able to give. I would literally be having that baby and giving it to my husband. Like my husband will be in here taking care of the baby for the most part by himself, because I'm always traveling, doing this and doing that for work. And that's not fair to him. So, but again, everybody's situation is different. Kalani Harrelson says, so he didn't need the money when he chose to perform for 47. Well, when you right, you're right, Kalani. Listen, Nelly, I can't defend you, sir. You shouldn't have did that shit. Every performance ain't a good performance, okay? You ain't got to take every job, child. I mean, hell, Ashanti turning down shit. And here's the thing. No shade, Nelly. But the fact that he had to reach all the way to St. Louis for you, it's not like Nelly is like a hot commodity performance. You know, it's not like he's Kendrick Lamar or Drake or, you know, what all the popular people. That's hell, he ain't even on TI status, you know. So it just tells me how much they were scrambling to get somebody to do this performance. So, and he accepted happily. So deal with the consequences, my brother. Braun Sugar says, while he's on tour for a year, she can go be with her family. Yeah, she don't got to be in St. Louis while he's doing that. So yeah, but maybe he gonna feel the same way about her. Like, oh, well, I want you to be there when I get back. So maybe she can fly back to St. Louis whenever he's coming home in between shows or something. Who knows? Natural Virgo says, D, until Rihanna and Rocky get a show. Child. I don't think she ever gonna do that. Kalani Harrelson, but that would be funny. Kalani Harrelson says, Rihanna and Rocky are smart. They wouldn't do no reality show. No, I don't think they would either. And I think she got too much money to be letting people in, to be having everybody all in her business. Kay Hayes says, thank you. Everyone giving her a pass, but I think Ashanti likes to have her way, which he said was one of their issues when they were younger. Oh, so maybe this may be a little bit of a nudge back. Like, you know what? You ain't going to control this entire relationship, and you're not going to make me do what I don't want to do. Hey, I don't know, child. Maybe that, but that makes sense, Kay Hayes. That makes sense. Maybe both of them have a bit of rebelliousness in them. You know them. Do I know who, Natural Virgo? If you're talking about any of these celebrities, I don't know none of these folks. I don't know none of these folks. I'm just commenting and giving my ragged ass opinion like everybody else on the internet, child. Sweet Essence says, good evening, Shay Renee Online and everyone. Hello, Sweet Essence, beautiful face. How you doing? Caramel Kisses says, exactly. Kalani Harrelson says, that's awesome, that part. Ashanti should have never gone backwards. Girl, it's my opinion, says, hey girl, how you doing? You know what? I don't care about her spinning the block, honestly. I'm like, they seem happy together to me. So who am I to say, you know, I'm not in their relationship, and obviously Ashanti seems happy. She like it, I love it. That's my stance on it. Angelia Page says 7/4/2025. Nelly and Ashanti popped out last night at Zook nightclub. See? Well, there you go. They partying and carrying on. Gabby Janice says apple bottoms is for us big booty girls. Oh yeah, so that ain't for me then. Cause I'm gonna go. He makes some pancake butt jeans. I'm gonna go ahead and get those. I'll be the first one in line. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. My mama ain't blessed me with no donk. Okay. Girl, it's my opinion. Says never forget that he has had multiple SA and ooh. Child, it seems like them things can't nobody escape them charges these days. Okay, the people are getting, the wool is getting pulled up. Okay, ain't no smoke, no rose-colored glasses on these men nowadays. People are bringing them out. Angelia Page says Nelly have song called "Spin the Block." Oh, he got a song called "Spin the Block" now. Oh gosh, I guess they gonna capitalize off of everything. Y'all is talking. And maybe back on his feet now. Who the child? They better be like Chris Brown and do their own stuff. He just has to pay bail and his lawyers. Just kidding, a little. D. Glowing SAB. Thank you, D. And their lifestyle is way better than ours. Yeah, Brown Sugar, you right. I hate Irv Gotti stalled Ashanti's career. She would be better off and further along if he wasn't so vindictive. Yeah, that's sad though, because you know a lot of men out here always trying to. It's crazy to me because these men always want a control of woman's destiny, and you know, to try to control her through her music like that, it's like you want to force her to be with you. And that's crazy to me. If somebody don't want to be with you, they ain't gonna be with you. Rihanna and Rocky don't need a show. Kay Hayes says Nelly's reason for doing the show is to have a platform to launch other products and services. So you are right. Sounds like he's trying to find a way to make money outside of performing. Yeah, I think so. Kay Hayes. Redhead Cat says Nelly has his Moshine liquor too. Oh, good. Okay. That's so true. Sidebar, Ashanti does own her masters. Yeah, she does. Yep, she sure does. All right, y'all. So let's move on. I wanted to talk to y'all. I saw this scene on Pop the Balloon that I wanted to show y'all and talk about and get your thoughts. Because it kind of is in line with this whole female-male perception kind of thing, right? So let's talk about it. There was a scene on Pop the Balloon that this woman, I'm going to give y'all the deets before we get into it. So a woman had really short, natural curly hair. And the man simply said that he doesn't like women with short hair. And so another woman down the line gives her opinion. She says she popped her balloon and basically went on to give her opinion as to what she thought about the man popping the balloon. So let's listen.
And now, is she someone that's your type?
Not so much.
Okay. And why not?
I'll say more so like the hair. So more so attracted to longer hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's not right. You should never said that at all. As a black brother, you should have kept that as what it was. You should have just said, you know, you're not just my type. But here, it's a different, you can't talk about hair. If you want hair, go get what you want. If you want Becky with the long hair, go get what you want. Don't talk to black women up here about hair. That's just it. And I'm not triggered.
Her hairstyle, is nothing wrong with it. So it's my preference, right? So if I'm here to date, I'm here to find someone for me.
And now, is she someone that's your type?
Not so much.
Okay. And why not?
I'll say more so like the hair. So more so attracted to longer hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's not right. You should never said that at all. As a black brother, you should have kept that as what it was. You should have just said, you know, you're not just my type. But here, it's a different, you can't talk about hair. If you want hair, go get what you want. If you want Becky with the long hair, go get what you want. Don't talk to black women up here about hair. That's just it. And I'm not triggered.
Her hairstyle, is nothing wrong with it. So it's my preference, right? So if I'm here to date, I'm here to find someone for me.
Okay, can y'all hear me now? I was muted and going off, child. My bad, y'all. But what I was saying, the Lord might have muted me because I know y'all ain't gonna agree with what the fuck I just said. So what I said was, I think that the girl with the braids need to shut the fuck up. Okay. I feel like she was very triggered. She was very angry over some stupid shit. Homegirl with the short hair wasn't even tripping about him saying that she had short hair and he didn't like that. And he didn't like short hair. Women on this Pop the Balloon show kill me because y'all are like, oh, you're too short. A man can't help it that he's too short. So should he go off on the women that say he too short? And be like, you know what, F you, because, I can't control my height, so whatever. If he don't like a woman, and he was very respectful, he was like, listen, I don't, that's not my preference. I like women with long hair. It is what it is. Can y'all hear me? Bronze Sugar is saying no sound. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Hold on. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Oh, I can hear myself. I can hear myself. But I just feel like homegirl with the braids, girl, you doing too much. You probably bald head under them braids. So like, he don't like short hair. It is what it is. Women could say, oh, I'd rather a man with, longer hair than you. She could have said, I don't really like haircuts. I'd rather somebody with locks. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't disrespectful. And like I said, the homegirl that he told that he it's just not my preference. I don't like short hair. Homegirl was like, fair enough. Fair enough. And mind you, what he don't know, he must not know much about black women's hair, because homegirl with the short hair, when she blow that out, she probably has long hair. Shrinkage is a real deal, honey. Okay? But so what? He don't have to like any of you hoes standing up here. And he wouldn't have been my type if I was standing up there. I would have told him, you know, you're probably handsome for somebody else, but just not my type. But you know, you seem really, really nice. And that's okay. And he would have had to deal with it if she ain't like something about him. It's just these women be killing me. She was overly, I just think that she was overly angry with him over something that didn't have shit to do with her. That's just my opinion. But for him, you know, he has a variety of women up there. He's not going to like every single woman that's standing up there. So he didn't like her because she has short hair. It's a bunch of women up there with long hair. So maybe he may have liked one of the other ones that he was more attracted to. That's what the whole show is about, to find somebody that you like. I don't get it. But let's look at this next one, y'all. Now, keep in mind, you know, homegirl and went off on the man because he said, you know, she said, don't talk about nobody with the hair and da 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 da. You know, Black women, us and our hair or whatever, it is just a constant rotation of, how do I say this? Double standards. We want to, you know, I don't want nobody touching my hair for damn sure, because that's just my personal space. But it's like, oh, I want to wear my natural hair. Oh, I want to wear a wig. Oh, I want to wear a weave. Oh, men should be okay with me not wearing my own hair. And men should be okay with me wearing my hair. It's like nobody can have a preference where it comes to our hair. We fought to wear our natural hair in the corporate world, which I can appreciate, because it's like, this is the fucking way my hair grew out of my head. I should be able to wear my fucking hair how I want to. But however, if I'm in the dating world, maybe a man don't like natural hair. Maybe he'd rather me wearing a wig or some straight hair or whatever. I just think that, you know, I think, in my opinion, and I'm not shading nobody else's thoughts, homegirl was doing too much and wasn't nobody fucking talking to her. Homegirl wasn't with the short hair, wasn't mad at her, mad at him about the hair. So bitch, you and your braids down your back to your butt, mind your business. That's all I got to say about that one. But let's look at this one. On the flip side.
Get it today.
Hi, I'm Shaylin and I'm 30.
And so why did you end up popping your balloon?
I'm copping out. It's because you're short.
Okay.
And I don't like men that argue with women. All that going back and forth is crazy.
Okay. No problem.
That's wicked. Okay.
Is she someone that's your type?
She's nice. She'll catch. But then again, she's a girl's girl.
Keep
You're a follower.
Cute. Keep it cute.
You're a follower, love.
Keep it cute.
You weren't about what I'm telling the next woman. You're a follower.
Here you go.
He getting mad.
It's really not about being argumentative. It's about really letting you women know what's the deal on a national television show, YouTube.
We're not
right?
interested. It's okay.
It's all good. You don't have to be interested, but you're gonna listen to what I gotta tell you after you say what you say, right?
Let's move on.
It's all fair game.
It's the height. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. It's all good.
Is she someone that's your type?
Not really. You know what I mean? But she's good. You know what I mean? She's all right. You know, I don't really like the weave. I don't like the lashes. I don't really like all that.
So what's the difference?
I like to keep it natural. You know,
what's the difference?
What's the difference with what?
Of a girl saying she don't want you for your height, and then you don't want.
It's just the same fixation that y'all use in every episode.
So
that's really all it's about. I don't really care about.
Next,
I don't really care about the height thing. I really don't, because I'm confident about that.
Let's
but
move on.
You know,
I'm not interested.
And what is it? May I ask?
I don't really want to like have an argument with you. I just don't like the way you speak to other women.
There we go again. Girls, girl. I don't really like the box eyebrows.
Okay.
So
they're not for you.
But you know, they definitely not for me, baby.
Exactly.
You hear me?
I swear.
Your name and
age. So I've listened to all these people. If I was your woman by your side, I'm kind of getting cringed. I'm getting scared. My heart rate is going up. So, baby, stop. So I just had to pop.
Is she someone that's your type?
Not really. But where you from?
I popped.
Not really. She's not really my type. No, she's another follower, a girl's girl. You know, so.
What is he talking about?
Beautiful. I love the style, the fit, snatched.
Thank you.
So you did a good job and you work out. So it shows that you're dedicated to being a hard worker.
For sure. I appreciate that. Thank you.
When they go low, we go high. I like how she countered it with
He
positivity.
always trying to find you love. What's
all
going
good.
on?
It's all good. It's a miscommunication. It's misunderstanding. You know what I mean? And then they like to follow for the next woman and what she want to do and what she talking about. Be a woman. Stand on your own. Don't worry about what I tell the next woman. Okay. And it's really not about height in real life. They lying to you. They up here lying about height. They up here lying. Y'all gonna get it today.
Hi, I'm Shayla.
Now, this ninja here compared to the last dude, okay? This is what I'm talking. I saved this specific video on purpose because now this one was just absolutely arrogant and rude. He is a true I don't know who the fuck he thought he was, okay? With his Brillo pad head ass. He was just up here talking all types of shit, going back and forth with the woman. If they're not attracted to you, they're not attracted to you. What I can appreciate between the guy, but the last video versus this one, he wasn't rude. He stated, I don't like women with short hair. And that's what I want us to not confuse. He didn't say, I don't like women with natural hair. He said short hair. Okay. So we are now people were in the comments twisting it up like, oh, natural hair this and this and that and third. Even on this video, this man says that he is, he's not into weaves and this, that, and the third, and he like natural hair and blah, blah, blah. But then he's using it to go on and on. Then he's like, oh, you a girl's girl, you a follower. What is wrong with women supporting each other? Now, this is where I wanted to show y'all the flip side of my opinion. I agree with women supporting each other in this manner because this Negro was just being all in all rude. And I love the beautiful chocolate woman at the end. She basically ixnayed him with kindness. She turned it right back around on him, even though he was being negative. She said, you know what? I really like your outfit and this, that, and the third, because she is kind of like, you know what? I'm not trying to go back and forth with you, and I'm last, so this can probably go all night. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a compliment, send your ass right on back up there to the front, and leave me the fuck alone. I ain't got shit for you. That's what I'm saying. We even the one in the pink, right before the last lady, she said, I don't want to argue with you. You're just not my type. It's given very abusive with this man. Because why are you here if you're on here to prove a point to the ladies about you came on here tomorrow, y'all gonna get it today because they were complaining about your height. So what? If they don't like your height, cool, move on. Maybe the next girl won't have, or set of girls won't have a problem with your height. That's obviously something that's a pure insecurity for you. So as soon as somebody says something about your height, you start being nasty to all the ladies in the line. Now, this dude here is extremely disrespectful. Extremely. So let me look at y'all comments because I know y'all probably cussing me out about the first lady. Because I don't agree with rude ass with braids, okay? Let's see what y'all say. I'm going to pick some random comments. D says, then why is he here? Why who here, D? The first dude? I think he was there to find, you mean why is he here if he don't like girls with short hair? Because there's women with longer, there's women with other attributes that he probably liked that were there. I think that having short hair, if you don't like somebody with short hair, that doesn't totally eliminate your chances of finding love or whatever. I'm with D. He's in the wrong room. Let me go back up because let me see what else y'all talking about. We can hear you now, Jen Adams. How does a preference? He does have a preference, and that's cool, but pop. Kalani, she was popping her balloon too, honey. Ms. Detroit Native says, agree, he wasn't disrespectful. Yeah, I didn't think it was that serious. D said he's in the wrong room. Okay, we read that. I'm with D. He's in the wrong room. Not hoes. It was rude of him to say that publicly. We talking about the first. I think we talking about the first two. I don't think it was rude for him to say that. I think that, you know, women on this show, like when they don't like a man's style, or they're like, oh, I don't really like your shoes, or I don't like your outfit, or whatever. This is supposed to be where you publicly say, you know, this is not really what I like, and people are supposed to just be okay with that. Sometimes the non-sassy men, like this one that's on screen now, they would just be like, okay, I respect that. And even some women, I don't think that it should, someone having a lack of interest and voicing what was not interesting, I think that's what makes the show interesting, actually, by everybody actually being honest and forthright with, oh, this isn't really what I really like, or whatever. And that's okay. And people just have to respect that. You have to somewhat have thick skin going on shows like that. So I don't really, I don't really have an issue with him saying that he didn't like a woman with short hair publicly. D. Herford says Black women have that choice and that right. Yeah, Black women have the choice and the right to choose whoever they want, for sure. And, you know, Black, white, tan, you know, all the men got a choice to be like, I don't like you for this reason. You know, I think that everybody should have a choice. And because we are so protective of our hair and we've had to fight so hard for it, we can't automatically assume that somebody is attacking our texture or our hair or whatever. And it's all about, oh, your mama probably had hair like this. And the man said, I don't like short hair. He didn't say, I don't like women that wear their natural hair. And even if he did, that's his preference, y'all. We got to stop getting out of our feelings. Got to stop. Bronze Sugar says, when we wear our natural hair, the Black men have the most negativity to say. You are right. They do have the most negative things to say publicly. But in my personal life, a lot of the men that I'm around, they actually would rather when their women wear their actual their hair. So I have a lot of male friends, and most of them, believe it or not, they would rather have a woman with natural hair. But it's all about preference. It's all about preference. And, you know, listen, we've gone so many years giving men unnatural things. Hell, we out here getting injections in our asses to look good for these men, putting somebody else's hair in our head all the damn time. So, you know, if they don't like our natural hair or whatever, because we've been so busy out here fooling them for so long, listen, it is what it is. I ain't gonna tell y'all what y'all want to hear. I'm gonna tell you the truth, or what I believe to be, you know, that's just my thoughts. It ain't law. Gabby Janice says, I saw this episode. He pissed me all the way off. Oh, this guy that's over here trying to give the ladies the business. He's a fool. He is. Now this one is a clown. Kalani says he's not a catch anyway. He is not. Miss Detroit Native says he was so hostile. Yeah, I was just like, sir, what is your problem? You can tell his height is a big insecurity for him in his show. Yeah, because he was just ready to get on here and be all types of sassy, okay? Gabby Janice says, we read that. Bronze Sugar says, these sassy ass men is working my nerves, child. Listen, his attitude alone gives a schmusive. Yeah. Not even short girls like short men. Right. It's crazy because my sister-in-law is short and she don't want no short man either. So, hey, D says he's a BAN, and he is. I agree with you there, D. This is definitely a BAN for sure. Angie B says they are lying and he's the truth teller. Not they lying and he the truth teller. Bronze Sugar says, what's wrong with being a girl's girl? Nothing at all. And the fact that he mentioned it just lets you know that he doesn't want anybody in solidarity against him in any way. We sick of the pick me era. Child, listen. There's a lot of that going on in the world. But I don't know if homegirl was if you talking about the lady on the end, I don't know if she was necessarily being a pick me. I think she was just like, you know what, I don't got time for this. Just move on, sir. Move on. Gabby Janice says, you can't talk to women outside of your neck and expect the next girl to throw her panties at you. He got into it with every last girl there. Yeah, and he said, oh, we gonna get into it today. Like he started off basically telling them, hey, I came here to talk shit. That's what it seemed like he came there to do. Typical Napoleon complex, right? Miss Detroit native says, why did you take it off the screen? Deep hair was code for natural. Yeah, but see, we don't know that though, D. We don't know that. It could have been, but he didn't say that. So I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go off what the man said. He said short hair, and he was very smart to say short hair and not say natural hair. Now then, y'all really would have been digging in his ass, okay? D says the first dude should have been prepared to meet women with all types of hair. Yeah, but I think he was prepared to, but she asked why wasn't he attracted to that woman? And he said because he don't like short hair. So it's gonna be always, I think they're prepared to meet all types of women, but we have to be prepared to be rejected as well, and vice versa. They have to be prepared to be rejected. It's called pop the balloon. I mean, we can't expect him to like everybody. It's just not realistic. I mean, that's just my thoughts. I was talking about hair choices. Yeah, everybody is going to have different types of hair on these shows for sure. But hell, I don't even like this man's hair. I don't like it, but I would just say, oh, if he came to me, first of all, I'd be like, you know what? I don't really want to go back and forth with you, sir. But I'm just not a jewelry person. I don't really like the chain on the side of your pants. And I can only go off of, what I'm seeing here up front, because I only seen you for 10 seconds. But for right now, I don't like the chain. I don't really like your style, and that's just that for me. It's just not a vibe. But, I hope you find somebody here that really, you can enjoy. That's what I would, child, everybody ain't gonna like you. Gabby Janice says this show is all for clout. None of the people stay together. Yeah, none of these people, child. I think this show has just become satire at this point. Like, it's who can be the most ridiculous on these shows. That's just my opinion. But y'all, that's it. I ain't got no more. We've been on here for 1 hour and 27 minutes, child. Taking up y'all time, but I hadn't been on all week because it's been a very crazy week for me. But nevertheless, I am here tonight, and I hope that y'all enjoyed the live. Okay, we are going to be back. Me and my husband will probably be back on later tonight to talk about divorced sisters. And when I tell y'all, I got a lot to say about that show. Who coming back to watch Divorced Sisters? I mean, to talk about Divorced Sisters with us. Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to come back and listen to our Divorced Sisters review tonight. So I can do, it's 26 right now. I always love talking to you, girl. That's my friend there. Yes, Angie B, come on back. Oh, not Kalani said, nah, I don't watch any Tyler Perry movies or shows. I understand, friend. Listen, after this episode, I'm about ready to stop watching Divorced Sisters. I'm telling y'all right. I'm telling you right now. I'm just go ahead and tell y'all that right now. It depends on the time. Let me I'm gonna go watch it again with my husband. I think he's outside with my son. They're playing outside. I'm gonna have him come in so we can watch the show. Hey, hey from the bushes. Hey, Kay Calloway, how you bees? Thank you for coming on out the bushes, friend, and say hello to me. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Maybe let me because Child D gonna be like, girl, you love to come on here late that damn night. Maybe if I come back on here around 9:45, Be like 9:45, 10 o'clock. And then we'll do a good old review for y'all. Okay. It's gonna be late, but we're gonna come on. You just watch the replay, friend. I know it's late. I be having my friend getting out the bed, child. I appreciate you. But y'all, that's it. I ain't got no more. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching these shows with us too. And I will see you in about an hour to talk about Divorced Sisters. All right, y'all. See y'all soon. Peace out.